Y'all, okay, let me just start off right. Um, Welcome to Chanel's reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. Let me see, get my hair behind my ear all the way. Okay, so listen. I did a live the other day about um this Carisha girl who is, I guess, AKA Diddy's ex girlfriend. What is she's a city girl? I forget all of the names that she has. She has a city girl. I think her name's Carisha. I'm pretty sure her name's Carisha. Anyways, I was perusing the internet, and I really, since um, the TGI show aired or went off the air, shall I say, since that happened, it's kind of been like a talk. Everybody's kind of been talking about it. Should I take my hand from behind my ear? Like, what's happening? Okay, maybe that's a little better. Maybe. Okay. Since that show went off of YouTube, which I was never a daily watcher anyways, if I'm being completely honest. Oh, did I look at the hold on, let me make sure I have the audio settings right. Okay, I do. I wasn't a daily watcher anyway. However, um, the show got canceled. There were three people on the show: Claudia Jordan, Al Reynolds, and this guy Funky Dineva, right? So this video today is about him. Because I was watching because I don't really watch his content because I really didn't like him like that on TGIF. Sometimes I felt like some of the things he said was very poignant. And sometimes I felt like some of the things he said, I was just like, you're out of your element in what you're saying because it's so judgmental. And he is one of those people. I said this on another live where I feel like you ever met a guy, and I'm saying this to women who were born as a woman. Have you ever met a guy who is either transgender or what's the other word? He could just be a gay guy. I just feel like this hair behind my ear doesn't want to work. So that's fine. It's bothering me. Sorry. And like when you hear this specific man, I shouldn't say transgender. The word I'm looking for is, so there are certain men, they dress like women, but they haven't changed anything to be a woman. So those men are the ones that I'm talking about. And I'm talking about from my experience, not from all of the people in the world's experience. I'm not talking from a statistical standpoint. I'm talking about my anecdotal one person Chanel experience. But it's been my experience sometimes. So I'm asking you guys, y'all let me know in the chat if you've ever experienced this where so it's either a gay man or I'll just leave it as a gay man, right? But it's like when they talk about women or a woman they don't like or whatever it is, it's like the amount of smoke that they have for that woman is it feels like it's coming from their gut. And I have felt this way many times, and I feel this way about Funky Dineva, especially when he talks about women. And y'all can tell me what y'all think. This is just my experience, and if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong. But my experience has been, it seems like a lot of times, I'm saying from the perspective of the shows that I've watched that he was on TGIF, because I didn't watch him prior to that. It just seems like he almost has I don't want to say hatred, but that's kind of what I'm teetering on. It's like what I'm getting at is there are some gay men that I've come in contact with where it's like they don't like women like at all. So if they have an opportunity to like go in, they going in. And that to me has been like what I've seen him do. And like I said, there's been other times where I watched him and that wasn't the case. But it depended on the top. It depends on the topic. But I'm saying overall, that's what I'm like, is he one of those guys that don't like women because he's not a woman. Take that for what I'm saying. What did Cat Williams say? And those who feel a certain way about that know why they feel a certain way about that. Because I'm not saying anything against women. I mean, anything against men, transgender people, gay people, anybody in the alphabet people. I'm not saying nothing against you. I'm talking specifically about Funky Dineva's energy towards women. To me, it feels very much like, I always think in the back of my head, when he really goes in, because it seems like he does that. I don't ever really see him really do that about men. But again, I don't watch him every day. So maybe every day he goes in on men. And that's why I say it's my anecdotal experience of watching him. And I'm just kind of like, why are you saying it so aggressively about women? Anyway, so I was watching. I said today, I said, I'm gonna give it a chance, because I went and clicked live on YouTube just to see who all was live. I like to support other YouTubers. I even heard when I watched him on Carlos King, which I didn't want to watch because I had heard prior to that Funky Dineva and Carlos King both said, "Oh, I don't watch anybody else on YouTube." And I'm like, please help me understand how you get on your platform and everybody has done it. If you've had a YouTube channel that you were promoting, meaning you were going to come on and be a YouTuber and you're going to create videos, every single one of us has done it, where it's like you're trying to get subscribers or you're trying to get likes, whatever it is. So for you guys, to me, to sit on a platform and be like, well, I don't watch other YouTubers, it's disrespectful as fuck to me, in my opinion. Like, are you serious right now? So you want us, and specifically Mr. Carlos King, right? I hear him talk, oh, raindrops. Okay, so you want the raindrops to support your channel. So that means you want them to watch, right? You want us, quote unquote, and I'm not a raindrop, but you want us to watch your show. Do you honestly think not one of the people that watch you has a YouTube channel? Not one? Not one? No, nobody? I know for a fact they do. And I know for a fact the ones that have large platforms actually watch Carlos King. I'm not saying they watch religiously, but they do. So you're telling people, come join my community, but I won't be a part of your community. Do you see how dumb that sounds? How backwards as hell that sounds? And they both said it. Funky said it first, I believe. He was like, yeah, I don't watch YouTube. Girl, stop it. Knock it off. So you don't watch other content creators, but you want people to watch you. Is that correct? How backwards is that? Because think about it like this. If none of the content creators that you're saying you don't support because you don't watch YouTube, if none of those people watch y'all's content, how do y'all think y'all are getting those people to come to your channel? You think they all found you because they all just so in love with Funky Dineva or so in love with Carlos King? I didn't even know who Carlos King was. I heard about Carlos King on other YouTube channels. I know he's a what do you call it? A producer or something like that. That man said he was producing Atlanta since I guess its inception. Never heard of him. And I've been watching Atlanta since its inception. That's no knock at him, but what I'm saying is I don't know any producers at all. None of the producers' names. Because I'm not watching Atlanta Housewives for the producers. I'm watching Atlanta Housewives for Nene Leakes, Candy Birds, and so on and so forth. That's why I'm there. Not because I wouldn't know the people behind the scenes aside from Andy. But he's in front of the camera. So I know him. So this idea that you think you would build this million follower following without the people that are creating the content is beyond. So that annoyed me. So I was like, let me come on here and let me talk about him on this video. It's not even in a derogatory manner. It's like, wake the fuck up. Like, wake up. Are you serious right now? It doesn't make any sense. It's really kind of kicking the people that are helping you grow. If you really feel that way, then go on your live and say, if you are a content creator, please stop talking about me. Because I don't watch y'all. That's what I need you to go on there and say if you bought that life. In Claudia Jordan's words, if you bought that life. You're not. You're not. You're going to constantly talk about, your people and whomever else because you want them to come back. Go on your platform and tell them, about how you don't need anybody that's on YouTube to ever watch you. See how many people you have left. Go on there and tell all the content creators, I don't watch y'all. Make that public service announcement because they are watching you guys, or at least clips. I'm not saying they're subscribers, but they are watching these clips. But anyways, that's the first thing that I wanted to talk about. The second thing was Funky was talking about the interview with Carisha. Young Miami. That's her other name. I was trying to figure out. I was like, what's that lady's other name? So her name is Young Miami. And as I was watching, one thing I can't stand, and this is the reason that I don't watch Funky Dineva, is because I can't. He's part of the reason I didn't watch the TGIF a lot, is because he would say things that are so condescending, and I'm not even sure if he's aware of it. So he says on his thing, he talks about how what we want from this person. How you know what I want? You don't know me. And from what you said, Mr. Dineva, you don't watch YouTubers. You don't watch anybody else. So how you know what anybody else wants? Let's be very clear. You don't know what anybody else wants because you don't know everybody. You can't speak for us. Speak for you. Now, if you want to go in your chat and you say, so and so in my chat said, good, say it. Just like Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie don't need to go and talk about all Black women or Black pregnant women that come to her. She needs to talk about the Black pregnant women in her clinic, not all Black women. No, I need you to stay all the way in your lane. So if you're going to talk about what we want, you need to be very specific about who we are. We does not consist of all Black people and anyone else who knows of Young Miami. No, ma'am. That's your perception, and maybe your perception comes from you reading your YouTube comments. But then go show us the YouTube comments that you're talking about, because those are the people you're talking to. Don't say we as if you know we. You don't know us. You know, I would gather to say you don't even know the people in your comments. And you can't possibly, because the people in your comments, if they're content creators, you don't watch them, so you don't know them either. Stop me when I'm lying about something. You don't notice. Who are we? Be very specific, sir. Who are you talking about? I want to know who the we people are. Talk about the people you know. Talk about those people in your comments that specifically, not the people in your comments that you quote unquote know, because you don't know them allegedly. So talk about the people in your comments that you know have said X, Y, and D. I mean X, Y, and Z, and have the mindset that you are saying we have. Talk directly about those people, not about everybody out here that you think watched the show and felt a way about it. The episode that the young lady did. So I'm gonna play it for you guys a little bit, and so you can know what I'm talking about. I was just like, is he serious right now? He got to be out his driving mind. Has to be. Okay. Let me make sure y'all can hear this.
Move on to the next thing because my pressure don't went up.
His pressure.
Messing around with Tamar.
Okay.
Everybody want to talk about the Carisha interview.
Okay, let me pause it right there.
All right, y'all.
I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Let me mute myself. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Okay, I just want to make sure y'all can hear it.
Let's talk about the Carisha interview. I have a problem with the viewer when it comes to the Carisha interview. I have a problem with the viewer. The problem that I have with y'all is y'all are never satisfied. Y'all are never satisfied. And moreover, the bigger issue that I have is that y'all be wanting people to do things that y'all wouldn't do yourself. Y'all be wanting other people and celebrities to do things just to satisfy your entertainment thirst that y'all would not be willing to do. All right. So when the Diddy stuff first broke, Carisha remained silent, as she should have. Okay. Then on top of that, y'all know my motto, pay me for my pain. If I am going to tell my story, I'm not going to run and tell my story on somebody else's platform. I'm going to tell it on my platform where I could make all the money. Thirdly, do you honestly think, just from a sheer psychological perspective, that I am going to organically and intentionally curate an interview and a space where I feel uncomfortable, where I feel embarrassed, humiliated, and insecure? Of course, if I am going to curate a space where I am going to tell my version of the events and my story, it is going to be as comfortable as hell. I am not going to be bamboozled.
Okay, let me just stop him right here. Okay, so number one, Mr. Dineva. And let me know, Shay, if you are a fan of Mr. Dineva. I need you to take your nose rings out of your nose when you're doing these videos. You're not going to, but I need you to, because, well, you don't have to for me. Let me be clear. For your viewers, because what it looks like you have boogers in your nose. I know that you have the earrings in, but it just looks that way. I don't know why you continue to do it, because you used to have it seem like only on one side when I used to watch TGIF, and now it's on both sides. And so I cannot. If you can't get it to stop looking like that, then I need you to just take it out. That's number one. Number two, he's talking about he thinks that we are not satisfied because that they can't please us. Who is they? And who are we? And what viewers are you talking about? I need you to be very specific. But I'm gonna play a little more and then we'll talk about it.
I am not going to be caught off guard. My responses are going to be pre-planned, and I am going to tell y'all only what I want y'all to know. I am going to give the interviewer the parameters by which they can go and where not to go. That is just the way the world works. See, what y'all wanted Carisha to do, y'all wanted her to get up there and say, y'all keep saying it's a waste of time. It's,
again, who is y'all? I want you to be very specific, Mr. Dineva. Talk to the people about who y'all is. You're assuming. You don't know everybody. You don't even know everybody that's all your 10,000 or 20,000 or however many thousand of people that you have viewing your YouTube channel. So who are the people you talking about? So unless you're talking about all your viewers and their responses on your channel, in your chat or wherever, then I need you to shut the hell up talking about what y'all want us to do. No, explain who y'all is, because I'm not one of those people. You can miss me with that. You need to talk to me. Or if you're going to do that, I 100% can agree and get behind you doing that. But then I need you to go down your chat and say, overall, this is what I got from my chat. In my chat, this is what I heard the majority of the people saying. So that's the y'all in my storyline here. Okay? That's what I need you to do. But generalizing everybody who watched that video and then saying that everybody is y'all is a crock of shit. And you know it. Or maybe you don't. Maybe I'm giving you too much credit. Maybe you don't know that much. You say you have a college education and I'm going to roll with you. But so did Dr. Jackie. or does Dr. Jackie? And she still sat on the internet and said, Black women need to stop lying about whatever their pain that they're going through. And I'm paraphrasing, when they go to the doctor. When Dr. Jackie, yes, precious Dr. Jackie, does not know all Black women. She doesn't even know all Black women in Atlanta. So there's no possible way this very highly degreed woman could speak for us. She can't speak for all Black women. She can't even speak for all the Black women in Atlanta. So how can she dare say what all Black women need not to do? We all need to not be lying. Like I said, I'm paraphrasing, when we go to the doctor. Last time I checked, I mean, I've never been pregnant, but I don't know any pregnant women that at some point weren't in pain. What are you fucking talking about? See, let me calm down, because I don't even cuss like that. But you make it, see, I come unglued when people like to stereotype people or put people in a box. But maybe, Funky, I'm going to go with this. Mr. Dineva is talking about the people on his show, the people that watch his show. That must be where he's getting this from. Maybe he's not. Maybe he doesn't want, maybe the majority of the people he's seen elsewhere feel the same way, feel like the interview was a waste of time. For whatever the reasons are, it's a waste of time. But I digress. Let's see what he says.
It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time because she didn't give y'all what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted her to.
Who is y'all? Exactly. Keep going.
Get up there and say, I hate Diddy. He's a monster. I think he's trash. I was scared of him. He tried to hit me one time. That's what y'all wanted. That is what y'all wanted. And she didn't give y'all that.
So since I don't know Mr. Dineva, Mr. Funky, since I don't know him, I'm just going to go based on the words that he says in his video, right? He says that y'all basically are mad at Young Miami or Carisha because she didn't give us what we wanted. And we wanted her, we and y'all wanted her to go on there and say that Diddy is all these negative things. Be clear, Mr. Funky. Come all the way to the front. We don't need Carisha to tell us shit. Okay? That video told us everything we needed to know. We don't need her to tell us anything. What, from what I saw, that young lady did, it looked like to me, she did exactly what Kenya Moore did. The whole world of reality TV is talking about Kenya Moore supposedly getting fired or suspended, right? Kenya Moore knew, how do I get, because she said she needs people in her chairs at her spa, right? Kenya Moore hair care spa. Okay, so how do I do that? I'm going to capitalize on everybody in the Bravo universe, so to speak, knowing that my spot on Atlanta Housewives is up for grabs, possibly, allegedly. So let me go online and create an Instagram post. Let me go on my social media and say, tomorrow at such and such time, I'm going live to talk to y'all about whatever. And then goes live and does not talk to us about what's really going on. She didn't talk to us about what we know everybody wanted to know, which is, did Sally's take your products off of the internet? I mean, off of their shelves? Did they drop you? And B, did you get fired from Atlanta Housewives? That is what she knew the public wanted to know. How do I know she knew that? Because she didn't answer one person in her comments that were going comment during her live that asked her that question. Not one. And like he said, if I'm going to be interviewed, I'm going to be comfortable. And I'm going to have them basically review what they can and can't ask me. And they need to know what the deal is before I agree to whatever their terms are. Which I ain't mad at him about that. But don't gas people up. And what he's doing, in my opinion, is a form of gaslighting, right? We're crazy because we want her to talk about what she knows we want her to talk about. But she doesn't. And you're getting on your YouTube channel, on your social media to say, we're wrong, the public, whoever the people are that watched it, right? We're wrong for commenting. I didn't comment that, but we're wrong for commenting that she's wrong, or in his words, what did he say? The people said that it was a waste of time. So the people, I guess, in his chat or on his social media that said it was a waste of time on Twitter, all of those people that said it was a waste of time, he's trying to gaslight you into thinking you're wrong for saying what Young Miami or Carisha or whatever her name is, when she got on that YouTube channel and said absolutely nothing that we wanted to say, and that we wanted her to reveal or give us some sort of perspective on that, she didn't do it. That's why people think it's a waste of their time, Mr. Dineva, not because they watched something and they weren't happy that she didn't tell her deep, dark secrets about Diddy. That's not why, in my opinion, I felt that way. I didn't feel it was a waste of time because, one, I didn't know this lady, still don't know her. But I was interested in, like, okay, well, what does she have to say? Will I say I was disappointed that she didn't really talk about anything regarding Diddy in that manner? That was a little disappointing because I only really went and watched it because those people that you say that you don't watch on YouTube, the other content creators, they were like, let's watch it, let's support, whatever, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll go watch it because I didn't even want to watch you in your video because I still didn't watch the one you did about why you left and this, that, and the third. And your co-workers, meaning other content creators, are the reason I even knew to go and watch your video. Those people you say you don't watch because you don't do that, you and Carlos, because y'all don't do that, but y'all want people to watch y'all. Y'all need to knock it out. It's just, I cannot. So stop gaslighting people, Mr. Dineva, talking about we mad because she didn't get on there and say X, Y, and Z about Diddy. No one's mad about that. But the fact that you want to splice it apart and try to make it seem like people are crazy for wanting to hear her side of the story is beyond ludicrous. Of course, people want to know her side of the story. At the time the story broke, he allegedly and she were in a relationship. What do you mean people are mad because she didn't talk about what went on in their relationship that was bad? Of course, they want to know. Be clear, you wanted to know too. So stop it. Please knock it all the way off, kind sir. Let's go on. Let's see what else he has to say.
And now y'all got an attitude. I want to put something in perspective for y'all really quickly. Psychologically.
Girl.
To her defense, she said it. She never experienced what Diddy did for her, did to them other girls to her. Y'all got to understand something. When this stuff broke with Diddy, this girl was still laying in the bed with him. Okay? Diddy took her stock up 4, 5, 6 levels. So you got a situation where I'm laying in a bed with a man who has changed my life for the better forever. Okay? And I strongly like or love this man. Number one, that girl probably was confused as hell. Okay? But number two, this man don't change me, my.
Let me tell you why what he just said is so ignorant. Okay? So what he just said is this girl, Carisha, Young Miami, is laying in the bed with someone who now she has proof is a monster, with someone who paid off a lawsuit within 24 hours of, at least from what has been alleged, $30+ million within a 24-hour period. Someone who denied all of it. I didn't do that. It's a cash grab. These people out here, they trying to shame me. They trying to do this, that, and the third to my name and trying to destroy me and my family. Meanwhile, he dragging her up and down the hallway in a hotel in public. So you mean to tell me, Young Miami, who's sleeping with this man still, because I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume he meant they're just still sleeping together in a relationship, not literally laying in the bed together. Even though he said that, I'm assuming he means figuratively they're still in a relationship. So help me understand. I'm laying in the bed with a man who the news just showed me he's dragging his ex-girlfriend down the hallway and kicking her in the back and whatever else he did. I didn't watch the video. I saw the still images because I don't watch stuff like that. I don't like violence. But you mean to tell me she not trying to never have communication with that person? Are you going to tell you have, well, you won't have a daughter, but if you were to adopt a daughter, you going to tell her that she laying in the bed with this man, she shouldn't have anything to say because that wasn't her experience? You have got to be outside of your natural mind. You have to be. Take it back. You can't possibly have a college degree. And let's just go on a limb. Let's say he has a college degree. Did you take psychology? Because the fact that you just said, I'm going to talk to y'all on a psychological level, and then you just said that cracker shit, it's beyond. It's beyond nonsensical. We're supposed to believe that if you just found out on the news and all of these platforms, all of these credible platforms are out here saying that your boo, the man you laid up with that and took your career, according to Funky, up 3, 4, 5 notches and then changed your life for the rest of your life. We supposed to believe that this lady is supposed to still be somehow protecting this man and believing none of these things actually happen and everybody is just lying on him? That's what we supposed to believe? But here's my thing. If her experience, and I don't know, because I'm not her, I wasn't there. But if her experience is truly nothing like any of the other women that have said things about him over the years, and all of the people who are suing him, men and women, that are alleging sexual assault and the R word and everything else in between, I can't understand why you even sitting on your platform saying such dumb ignorance. I can't understand it. It's gaslighting. Anybody with a brain would say something here doesn't add up. And guess what? If it don't add up, there's a lie somewhere. You can say all day long, well, that wasn't my experience. So you telling me you ain't see this man flying off the handle? So all these other people that work for him and or people who are no longer alive, I'll just use that for lack of a better word, that were in his orbit. All of these people crazy. Nobody else is telling the truth. It's only your experience. I'm not here to knock that lady's experience, and I'm not here to tell her she can say whatever she wants to say. Because on one hand, with regard to Young Miami and Carisha, because I guess they're one and the same, she could be saying exactly what she's being told to say. And I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt of that. Because based on all the people who are no longer around, who were at one point in Diddy's orbit, fell out some kind of way and no longer alive, I'm going to do whatever he say too. Because according to those lawsuits, people can't get away from him. According to his, now no longer alive, one of his baby's moms, Kim Porter, she says she couldn't get away from him, allegedly. Cassie says she couldn't get away from him for so many years. She moved and moved and moved, and he would always find her. Gene Deal said the same thing about Kim. And I'm paraphrasing, but basically, she wasn't successful in getting away from him. That he would call her 30, 40 times a day. Like, so, but we're supposed to believe, so we're supposed to ignore the people who have the evidential proof. We're supposed to ignore everything they're saying, but we're supposed to believe her. Let me be clear. I'm not saying the lady lying. That might have been her experience. But listen, I've worked in sex crimes and I've worked in child protective services and I've worked in family protective services with the elderly, people who have IDD and everything in between. So what I know for sure is people will do things based on their circumstances. So if you operate from a place of power and control, which based on what Cassie said, in her lawsuit, and based on some of the other things that the other lawsuits say, shitty Diddy, P Diddy Combs, Puff Daddy Combs, he operates from a place of power and control. So you think suddenly he stopped his power and control antics for her? You really think that? When he's amassed, at the time at least, almost what, $900 million, you think he got that from being nice? No. He got that from being exactly who he is, a monster. He can, I'm not lying. Go watch his video. He said, you know, those are some dark times for him. He was wilding out. He never once said after that he never said anything Cassie said in that lawsuit was a lie. Now he said that prior to that video coming out, but he didn't say it before. So we supposed to believe, what did you say? Let me break it down for you guys in a psychological standpoint. Psychologically, this young Miami girl, Diddy, has changed her life financially or whatever the case may be. He changed Cassie's life financially too. I'm sure Kim Porter would probably say the same. Financially, he probably changed her life. Go watch what happened to Danity Kane. See if he financially changed their lives. I can promise you, they financially changed his. Be very clear. Go watch. I mean, you know what? I advise you to do something. Break your own rule. You say you don't watch these other YouTube or these other content creators. Go watch some of the videos of some of the really good content creators that live in a world of facts and not their opinion. Go look at the facts about Mr. Diddy. And then I want you to come back and try to do a psychological analysis on Young Miami. Because right now, based on what you've said in your video, you're not qualified on no day of the week. So I need you to get off of here gaslighting people and trying to tell them that they're looking at it the wrong way and we're mad when you don't know we. We is the people that you've seen in the comments, and you need to say those are the people you're talking about and not generalize everybody. Generalizations and stereotypes don't allow for people to have individuality. That's psychology 101. You don't even have to go to school for that one. That was a freebie. Let's continue.
Mama and my children's life, and y'all now want me to run to the TV and condemn this man and all this. I gotta pull my hand out the lion's mouth slowly. Okay, I'm still dazed and confused as to what's going on.
Why are you dazed and confused? Go read the lawsuit. It's public. She can go read the lawsuit. She don't have to be dazed and confused. Stop it. Again, gaslighting. Yeah, day one, maybe week one. Cassie dropped that lawsuit in November. It is almost November again. Shut up with the nonsense. I cannot. You said that you are college educated. Please prove it, because I can't see it. I need to see the transcripts. As I said before, C's and D's get degrees. Okay. So are you a C and D got a degree? Or you a A and B got a degree? Because there's a difference, sweetheart. Okay. That's what I want you to do. I need you to stop getting online and gaslighting people. I don't understand how somebody can sit and watch the gaslighting, because that's what this is. Trying to make people think that they're crazy for not having an understanding, or for saying it was a waste of time of watching this lady come on TV and not tell them what they really want to know. Why are you talking about anything if you're not going to talk about what you know everybody is tuning in for? You know that's why. It doesn't take a college education. You know that's why. And so does Funky, if he ever watches this video. At me if you bought that life, because I promise you, nothing I'm saying is stupid. It all lines up. What that lady did is the same thing Kenya Moore did, and I explained that earlier, which is basically get everybody gassed up and say, I'm going to go live. And because she knows the whole Bravo sphere, and people in reality TV, and the bloggers, meaning the people watching the reality TV, the people on YouTube and other platforms, are watching and going crazy, seeing these headlines that are saying Kenya Moore got suspended, Kenya Moore was fired, Kenya Moore got dropped from Sally's Beauty. These things are happening, and then you say you're going to go live. You think the people don't want to know about those three major things? Knock it off. Again, stop it. It's gaslighting to think that we're wrong for wanting to hear Kenya Moore talk about those three things. It's gaslighting to say, Mr. Dineva, to come onto your YouTube channel and say, let me break it down to y'all psychologically, as if he has something really psychological to say. He doesn't. You can't make an argument because you don't have one. Be very clear. You saying that we, whoever the we is wrong because Carisha didn't get on there and say Diddy's a monster and Diddy's this, that, and the third. That's crazy. Because you know why? We know he's a monster. We saw what a monster did to Cassie on the news. Diddy has at least 10 lawsuits against him, alleging very similar things. But we're crazy and we're wrong and we need you to psychologically break it down for us. We don't need you to break anything down for us. We have what God gave us is common sense. Takes absolutely no education at any school to have. You arrive here with it or you don't have it. It just is what it is. Okay. So our common sense said if Mrs. Young Miami has been in a relationship with Mr. Diddy, if this man has been having a reign of terror, according to what his lawsuits are saying, alleging about him, allegedly, if he's on this reign of terror for 20 years, why would he suddenly stop for her? I ain't saying it's impossible, because from what I heard with Gene Deal said, and he was, I think, a bodyguard, he said he never saw anything like that with Miss Lopez. So J-Lo, that's what Gene Deal said. He said, I never saw any of that with Miss Lopez. So that lets me know it's absolutely possible that he could have been that way with Young Miami that he was with, allegedly he was with J-Lo. It's very possible. And I thought to myself, that could be it. He could have done it. He obviously showed restraint with her. But his overall does not seem to connect to that. And at least with J-Lo, she already had been in, I would say, 4 or 5 movies at least. She wasn't necessarily the star. I think the one she was the star of at the time was Selena, I believe. And that may have even been a few years prior to her going to wherever they went together. So, but she was a true industry person. She had been on In Living Color for many years. She had done some stuff. So she was already a person who had achieved something. Now I know there's many people gonna be like, J-Lo wasn't that thing, he put her on or whatever. It's perspective. You can think what you want to think. And again, it's from your perspective. I don't know Young Miami. All I know is she's in this group or was in this group called City Girls. And I didn't know her until they started talking about P. Diddy with the Cassie stuff. I'd never heard of this lady. But she's 28, I'm 43. So we're not in the same age bracket. I'm 13 years older than her, or roughly. No, I'm 14 years older than her. 14 and a half years old. So she and I are we probably don't listen to the same music, is what I'm getting at. So, and the other thing too is she said in her interview that she was in 2 other previously abusive relationships. Most people who get into a long-term relationship with someone that they love and they're serious with probably will tell you about something so serious. I have a feeling she probably told him that. I don't see her not. She just got on TV and told us, or on the internet. All right, let's finish so I can talk to you guys about TAMAR.
Got to figure out what's going. I got to reconcile. How is it this man that has taken me on this fairy tale and changed my life, this monster? Then I've got all of this noise in the.
I'm trying to understand. How do you know this man took her on a fairy tale? How do you know that was her life? Because I'm quite sure that's probably what people thought was Cassie's life too. I'm pretty sure there was many people who thought that's what Kim Porter's life was. Shut up. You don't. Anyway, let me Yeah.
I don't always have 1 to 2 hours in my day to actually prepare a meal and then clean up after. Sometimes I don't want to go out. I don't want to deal with the lines at the
Sorry, guys.
grocery store, waiting for a table to eat at a restaurant. People
Listen.
I somehow went backwards.
Didn't give y'all that, and now y'all got an attitude. Detail and changed my life. This monster. Then I've got all of this noise in the background, all these people yelling, saying what I need to do and what I should do. I need to go to my quiet place and figure this thing out. And then I have to reconcile the fact that I still love.
So Shay B says, I could take him or leave him. He's not that important to me. Agreed. But I agree he needs to get that nose ring. Listen, I'm just saying. By the way, thank you, Shay B, for participating in my live. When she says 100, she's talking about me. She's not talking about Funky, I promise y'all. Okay.
Or like him despite the fact that he did something wrong. Now I'm finna bring it home for y'all hoes.
Oh, wait. Hold, please. I didn't know. Listen, I hadn't gotten to that part of the entertainment where he said, y'all hoes. Child. See what I'm saying? Y'all remember at the very beginning of this video, I said he comes across to me as one of those men who don't like women. And to me, he comes across as one of those men who don't like women because he's not a woman. That's how he comes across to me. Because the way he tries to handle us, I cannot. It's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful, which is part of the reason I watched TGIF, but I didn't watch it religiously. Like I would get into my TGIF modes or I'm bored and you go down a little YouTube rabbit hole and you watch a movie. I mean, not movie, but video after video. I would watch it like that. And then sometimes I wouldn't watch it for months. It just is what it is. Okay, so we're not going to get into whatever he said about Tamar. But y'all get what I'm saying? It's disrespectful and it's gaslighting. And for the young people that are watching him that maybe are in their teens or early 20s or whatever, he is funny. He's very entertaining. I'm not going to take that away from him. He is. I just think he's one of those people who thinks he's more intelligent than he actually is. Like he really sat on that YouTube channel and said he's going to break it down to us psychologically and then did none of the such. He did the opposite. He said, do y'all really think, and I'm paraphrasing, this lady sitting in this bed with this man, he's saying she's still in a relationship with him, and y'all think she's going to really get on TV or on her platform and say anything negative about this man? She's confused. She got all this going on because that wasn't her experience and she didn't experience that with him. And that could be true. I highly doubt it, but it could be true. So I'm going to give Young Miami the benefit of the doubt on that, or Carisha. I forget. Like I said, I think she's one and the same. I'm not sure. But I'll give her the benefit of the doubt that, that wasn't her experience because according to Gene Deal, that also wasn't J-Lo's experience, Jennifer Lopez. So it's possible. But if we're going to look at it, this situation and Diddy, Sean, Shitty, Diddy, Combs, whatever, Puff Daddy, in his totality, based on the number of lawsuits that he has currently, I'm going to go with the people in the lawsuits because he paid Cassie real quick. He wanted that shut all the way down. And for what she claims he did to her in that lawsuit, she should have sued for 100 million. You always sue for way more than what you actually want, and then maybe you land on what you want. Maybe you land on 50 million. But that's what I would have done if I was her. But maybe this is the worst part about her. To me, her whole spirit seemed fun-loving, just a good, decent human being. She just looked bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. If bright-eyed and bushy-tailed was a person, that's what she looked like before him. In some of those interviews she did when she had a boyfriend that he basically took her from, she looked like that. She looked bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, like one of the, those people that you would literally say when you talk about them, she's a sweetheart. That's what Cassie is like, what a sweetheart looks like personified, in my opinion. And for her to go from that to someone to do what he did to her, allegedly, There has to be a special part of the non-heaven for him. There has to be. So, okay, so we got this whole Tamar. Did I say I'm gonna talk about Tamar? Okay, listen. I used to really, when Tamar was on the Braxtons, when that show first came out years ago, I really was into it. I would probably, I don't know if I put myself in the category of a Tamartian, because I'm not one of those people who's like, because I like you as a whatever it is, as a celebrity or whomever, I'm going to agree with you no matter what. I'm not a person that you can just tell something to, and I'm not that girl. Clearly, I was on here for 45 minutes talking about Funky Dineva and how I don't agree with whatever he was saying on that channel, trying to gaslight people. So I'm not an idiot, and I am educated and smart and all those things. People don't impress me. Humanity in people impresses me. So if you do something for humanity, you're probably going to impress me, right? So, but anyways, when Tamar was on the Braxtons, they tried to warn us. They kept saying, calling her Tay Monster. But for whatever reason, when she was on there, I related to her. I thought she was funny. She was entertaining. I thought her relationship with Vince was interesting. I'll say that. But I was like, I did feel like she was team alone, meaning it was just her. I did feel like her sisters, I wouldn't say they were in a clique because she kept saying they was clicked up. I just think they were more mature than her. And let's be clear, maturity doesn't come with age. Okay? There's plenty of people over the age of 50, 60, and they can't listen. They ain't got the good sense of a 17-year-old, if we being clear. Okay? So you can be 60 years old and still have no maturity. Tamar is proving that to be completely clear, in my opinion. Because now I don't even follow her. Like I used to follow her on Twitter and stuff like that. I don't follow her on nothing. Because it's like, she is the epitome of it's everybody else except her. Anybody that has a problem with her, it's them. It's not her. And as much as I like me, and trust, I like me, okay? I'm not always right. And I know that I'm not. Because I'm intelligent enough to know that I'm not right about everything. I'm also intelligent enough to know that I shouldn't be the smartest person in the room. How can you grow? You need somebody else there to kind of check you and say, hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? You need that. All of us do. All of us need it. We all do. So her and the JR thing, I think I know I watched, I don't know that I watched to the end. I maybe skipped to the end because I was watching that show that she was on and he was on. And it's a show about dating. And this idea that you're going to fall in love in 9 episodes or however many episodes it was, or even with The Bachelor, it's probably like 18 episodes. I don't even know. It's ludicrous. Now, can it happen? Yes. Is it likely? Hell to the no. To the no. It's just not. So it's not shocking to me that they're broken up again. So the Shade Room says Tamar tweets that she is single. Her and JR recently attended the Braxton premiere on August 8th together. Let's send her some love. Okay. I don't know why she's single again if they was dating a few days ago. Maybe I don't know. I can't say I blame Tamar for whatever the reason is that they broke up. But I can say with a high degree of confidence, she's not innocent. And it ain't all his fault, whatever it is. I also can say with a high degree of certainty that based on what he presented, in my opinion, on TV, I liked him for her. But I also know y'all are filming a TV show. So what we see is not what we get. It's not like C-SPAN where everything you're watching is live. There ain't no editing bay. Every reality show has an editing bay. That means they have filmed something and now they have sent it to the editors to edit it so that it is good for TV, so that it is entertaining. So therefore, you meeting the love of your life on a TV show is probably highly unlikely. But like I said before, it's not impossible. I don't see them ever getting married. I have a hard time believing Tamar is ever going to get married again. I remember when there was an episode on the Braxtons where they were laying, I don't know where they went. I feel like they were in the Bahamas or the Bermuda or somewhere. And Trina said something like, if Vince cheated on you, and I'm paraphrasing, are you gonna leave or whatever? And Tamar was like, I'm down and this, that, and that. And Trina was like, no. She said, I feel like you would be like, ain't nobody else gonna be rocking my VVS son. And I agree with Trina. Trina's right. Yeah. But I think that's Tamar. Tamar is acting like, oh, I would have. Trina also said, you got to climb that mountain. And that was, ooh. Tamar got up and left that time. Child. But it's fair game because you were dragging her ex-husband. So I feel like Trina and the rest of them probably been thinking that for however many years, and you tried Trina and she shot you right back. And I ain't mad at her because I'd have said that a long time ago. A whole long time ago. That's part of the reason that she's gotten away with what she's gotten away with. So my opinion on Tamar and this other guy, JT, is that his name? JR, is they're not gonna make it. They never were. They never were gonna make it. But I think also JR, I think he's from New Orleans or somewhere like that. So he has that Southern likability. And I also think she not the first person of color JR's been with. So I think he understands the assignment. I do. And I think Tamar likes fairy tales. The problem with fairy tales is none of them are true. Not one of them. So it's kind of like not a smart thing to do. So I also, I don't know if I can play this for y'all. I was listening to Armand, and I didn't know who Armand was either. Child. Let's listen to Armand. I don't know if I can get him on. Let's see. Let me see if I can copy this and put him over here. Okay. Let me put him over here. And hopefully I can just play this and y'all can hear it. Hold, please. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. All right, let me add him. Let me add Mr. Armand to the screen. Because I found what he was saying, and I haven't watched his whole video, but I found what he was saying interesting. Oh, please. Okay, let's see. Share. All right, so let's listen to what Mr. Armand has to say.
It's schedule conflicts and the money wasn't right.
Okay.
So she turned it down.
So I'm gonna listen to the whole thing.
Why were you so unhappy at TGIF?
Because
from the outside looking in, because we've known each other for almost 20 years.
I can't get into the point where you're talking about you wanted the show to be successful and all of that. And like, I just can't, because you made it seem like you gave me the law of the land, and you gave me the law of the land in regards to Claudia Jordan. You didn't give me the law of the land when in regards to Al Reynolds. You know that. You did not give me the law of the land in regards to that. You gave me the.
Can I just say, I agree 1,000%. I have never watched one episode of Armand. I started watching this and I was like, let me go do live real quick. Cause to be completely honest with you, I believed Funky when he said, I basically went to Armand and I was like, look, this is, like he said, the law of the land. This is who to trust. This is who not to trust. This is what you need to do. Basically, I'm going to wrap it up in a boat and give it to you. And you just need to do that and you'll be good. I believed Funky. I took him at his word. Armand is like, nah, bitch. Let's listen a little more.
The law of the land in regards to Claudia Jordan and you know, and how the company was pretty much going under. And I just can't take that you're sitting up here trying to make it seem like you're just giving this advice and you wanted us to win, when you were literally going live at the same time, taking the viewers, and you use words mimic, like, and you just can't, you didn't want the show to survive because you wanted the people to say that, hey, the show didn't do well without you.
Sure.
And it's no tea, but let's just keep it a stack.
Let's keep it
you didn't actually end up calling me or reaching out to me in any capacity. Al ended up telling me that he was talking to you about Claudia and how she was sitting down on the show, I end up calling you and giving you the rundown and giving you the tea, and then we started talking. You never reached out to me the entire time. You never reached out to me when I was in the running for it. The only time we started talking is because Al had been talking to you about Claudia, and then you realized that Claudia didn't like me. You never really cared for me to be on the show. Like, let's not, like, don't sit up here and pretend like you gave a damn about me being on that show, girl, because you really didn't even care for me.
Woo, honey, get them together. Two snaps from Mr. Armand. I don't know if I liked him or not. Listen, this is good. Now I'm gonna go watch some of his videos. Funky, Mr. Funky and Mr. Carlos King. Well, I don't watch other people's videos. Maybe you should. Look, Armand is teaching you why you should. Okay, carry on. I'm playing.
At all. You didn't call me because you thought I would be a good fit. We only got on the phone because Claudia was the ops. Let's be clear. Like, these girls get up here and they try to act cavalier. Like, girl, they've been, trying to usher me in. These bitches, they never did me no favors.
Woo!
None of these girls ever did me no favors. And don't sit up here like you was genuinely doing me a favor. None of these bitches ever do me no favors. Know that.
Child. I ain't gonna, y'all go watch Mr. Armand. Go on over to Mr. Wiggins' channel and go watch his whole video. I'm gonna go watch it. I only watched a little bit of it, but I'm gonna say this. The only thing that I do disagree with. Now, okay, this is my perspective. Unless you can work for yourself and you have whatever talent, skill, and clientele to work for yourself, then you probably shouldn't be out here in these streets in this very public way saying negative things about your whoever. However, if everybody else has gotten their ass in these streets, and what I mean by in these streets, they've decided to publicly say X, Y, and Z, it's only so much anybody can take. Like he said, call me on the phone. That's my problem. But see, here's the thing. I'm not mad at Armand for coming out because they all came out. I don't know if Al did. I think Al's the only really professional. And listen, I like Claudia. I've always liked Claudia. And I still don't understand why people have so much hate for that lady. I still don't get it. But I ain't them. So I don't know. I don't personally get it. But people do. They have a strong disdain for her. Lots of people like Funky and lots of people like Al, but I think Funky probably had way more people who liked him than people who liked Claudia and or Al. I would go as far as to say Funky probably had more people that liked him than people that liked Claudia and Al combined, personally. But I think the people that really like Funky, not all of them, but I think a good majority of those people, the reason they didn't like people like Al, the reason they didn't like people like Claudia, that's just my opinion, is Funky, in their opinion, probably is very brutally honest from his opinion. Not necessarily honest from a factual standpoint, but his opinion to them might feel that it's more closely aligned, and therefore they're going to lean his way, which is understandable, right? Because I'm going to lean the same way people that lean like me lean. That doesn't mean I can't be objective and say, although I don't like this person, I can't say this person is wrong. What they're saying right now, I agree with, right? You know what I mean? Like, we could agree on 100 things and completely disagree on how you rear your child, or we could agree on 1,000 things and completely disagree on the presidential election. We probably, there's some people that we probably not going to agree on regarding that. But generally speaking, what I'm getting at is I can be objective, right? So a lot of people who lean, in my opinion, towards whatever Funky's position is, in my opinion, on that show, TGIF, was because Al always came with his facts. So if you're not a person who really like dealing in the factual realm, then someone sitting up here talking factually and not just out of the side of their mouth, might turn you off because maybe you're not a book smart person, or maybe you don't really deal in facts and figures. Maybe you just came here for a good time, honey. Maybe you just came to dance. Okay. And I feel like the same thing with Claudia, but it's just so bizarre to me that from what I can tell, the people that I have interacted with that don't like Claudia, it's almost all women. And almost all of them are Black women. And that I just don't get. How are you going against your own best interest? Claudia is a whole Black lady. Yes, she's biracial, but she identifies as Black, I think. I think her father is Black and her mom is white, if I'm not mistaken. And just like Mariah Carey, and Halle Berry, I think I don't know if Mariah Carey identifies as Black. I could be wrong about that. But she certainly made her music first. But I don't get it. I'm like, she's a lady. She's out here winning. I don't understand what the problem is with her. She's never said anything on the show that I'm aware of that I was just like, why the hell she say that? That was dumb. However, I can't say the same for Al and Funky Dineva. But I think everybody has a lane and everybody has a position to play. And I think Funky played his position well. I personally do. I don't agree with half of the stuff that he said on there that I watched. I just don't. I probably lean more in the realm of Al, if I'm going to say anybody I agree with the most. And that's because he came with facts and figures. It wasn't just emotional. You know what I mean? And then I like Claudia, obviously, because she's a Black woman. And yes, I said she's a Black woman. And I'll say it again, she's a Black woman. She constantly says she's a Black woman. So that's what I'm going to roll with. I'm not going to roll with all the people who want to swear this lady is colorist, but haven't provided any proof. I would love to see the proof. Send me the proof at me. Send me the proof. Because I still ain't seen all of this people that want to generate hate for this lady. I'm just like, I just don't understand. Why are you generating hate for anyone? Especially for people you don't like. I don't know if I need to have a personal problem with him. I'm talking to you guys today about my experiences watching him talk about Black women, and then my experience watching him on his own platform gaslighting people about some stuff that Young Miami didn't say and whatever. So if you want to hear that, you can go back and rewatch this video, but it's just like, knock it off. It's gaslighting. Knock it all the way off. So yeah, listen, I think that people should give people a chance, especially when it's very difficult to get in front of millions of people and build a following. And I think for them, they built a following on TGIF, but it didn't start with the following. Funky had however many people watching him and, whatever. And I'm sure he's right about all the people he brought over to the show, right? Of course he would, because he wants that show to be successful. And I'm sure there's a fan base for Claudia because she's the only one that I knew. I knew Funky Dineva in the sense of he had been on, I think, Married to Medicine, getting his teeth allegedly clean, and nothing was wrong with his teeth. I think she just wanted to give him because I think him and Dr. Heavenly are friends. So I think she just wanted to give him, some screen time. And I ain't mad at that. Please put me on the screen, especially if that's where he really wants to be. But I think he also was on hip hop. He was doing something with Mona Scott before that happened. So he has his own lane and his own group of people that I think he calls the Funky Bunch or something like that. I think that's what I saw on the picture or something. And I'm happy for him to have his own lane, right? To speak his truth and what his audience loves. He should have that. And God bless him. I just don't like when people try to tear other people down or feel like they so fake woke, because that's what I got from him trying to tell people about what they needed to. It was just so annoying. But anyways, I'm happy he has a platform where he don't have to get up and go to work every day. Because I personally don't think he would survive in that type of world. He is too much of an out of the box person. To try to put him in a box, it's just not gonna work out. So that's why I think YouTube is a perfect platform for someone like a Funky Dineva. But I never thought, like with the TGIF, I never thought the content was so great, if I'm being completely honest with you about it. But I did watch it and support it because it was 3 Black people sitting up there talking. And so I'm like, all right, I'll support it. I was shocked when all of the shots got fired. I'm like, what is happening? Like, I didn't understand it. I still don't understand why the show got canceled because Armand roasted Al. Y'all the people that create the content, right? Y'all are the people, the producers or whomever, who say what they get to talk about. So the producers and whomever else told him, these are the things you can say. Somebody approved it. Those people should be fired, not him, in my opinion. But I'm gonna go watch his show. So y'all go over and watch Armand's show. I don't know if Claudia has her own YouTube anymore or whatever, but go support her. Support Mr. Funky Dineva. As much as I disagree with him, doesn't mean that I can't say you should support that man, you know, in his dreams and whatever else. Just don't let people gaslight you. Is all I'm saying. Use your own mind no matter what. Thank you guys so much for watching Chanel's Reality. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button so you'll know whenever I go live or when I upload. It's a free and easy way to support my channel. Shout out to Kempire because he always says that. Another person I watch, even though these people say they don't watch other content creators, I do watch Carlos King sometimes. He gets on my nerves, but only because, not because he's not a good time, but I love all the girls. Shut up. No, you don't. Stop it. Stop lying to these people. Carlos. Anyway, I love Make It Make Sense. He's like one of my top favorites because he just seems like a cool guy. I can't understand how he's Aquarius though, because I'm a Leo, so we don't really, but I feel like through his show, I'm like, with Make It Make Sense in real life. But anyway, he's just a good time. I watch him. I watch Kempire. I watch the Brooke Ashley. Love her. Haven't watched her in a while, but I love her. I'm trying to think of who else. Kempire, I think I said to you guys. I only watch, and that lady, I like her. She's got a show called That Surprise Witness and BJ Investigates. Child, she be right here investigating. I ain't mad at her. But until next time, like I said, guys, thank you so much. Please hit the subscribe button. If you like my content, you like what you heard here today, go watch my videos and like my videos as well. Again, bye. Thank you for tuning in to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. Bye, guys. Have a good night.